Third segment, I'm going to talk about lycanthropy. I'm going to talk about diving deeper into the black arts. What had happened in the 80s when I got involved in S&M, and I used that sex magic to accelerate into deeper levels of the demonic, it wasn't enough. So I began exploring the Veil of Thanatos, which is Austin, Osman, and Spare. It's literally the deep level of the black arts. The gods used it, or the forces used in it, are Thanatos and Eros, sex and death. The idea is, in lycanthropy and black magic, is to go into the past, pre-human era of consciousness and pre-human entities. Zos, Z-O-S, stands for the practitioner. That would be me, or the person doing the magic. Kia, or Ka, stands for, it could represent the hand, it could represent the eye, or the all-seeing eye. It's the concentration on the objective at hand. And it could also represent the most intimate areas anatomically of a man and of a woman. That is the action involved in summoning the entities. The cultus, the term cultus, again, Zos, Kia, cultus. Cultus means vital belief. In Christianity, it is primal faith. Absolutely believing to the core of your being, it is happening now. The idea during the ritual was to get into a state, altered state of consciousness. And yes, hallucinogens were used, drugs were used, pain was used, different tantric practices were used. And I had made mention before about putting a sigil on the person involved. During the invocation, again, the person that I was with would get the entities, and they would begin to get possessed. And then I would begin to go into that state. It's like ecstasy, except it's a very dark, perverted version of ecstasy. I knew I was there because anybody who has gotten involved in very dark rituals, you know why certain things begin to happen. First of all, there is odor, there is the filth, the smell of death, or Thanatos. It is manifesting in the room. Then there is usually the loud sounds. It's very insectial. You literally start to see the insects all over. Large, black, hideous insects, which are from a alternate dimension that are coming into this dimension because of the ritual. My goal during these rituals was to completely become absorbed into the darkness. I didn't want to come back out. I wanted to stay there. And there were times I did stay there, where rituals, the residual effect would last for days, when I would say I would see the entities even after the ritual was over. This state that you get into is called the reverberant aphotism state. It is lycanthropy. It is becoming another creature. You do it at first to seek knowledge. You do it at first to grow in power in all levels of your life. You do it it's sort of like a satanic self-improvement. But what usually winds up is when you summons these entities, putting it in very simple layman's terms, you don't summons demonic entities and expect them to behave. And all black arts practitioners like to convince themselves, and some of them know that it doesn't always work, and usually it doesn't work at all, that you do the banishing after the ritual is ending. You begin to do the banishing. You begin to come out of that dimension. You use what is called an atame, or the dagger. This was mine. Now, you're summoning the darkest entities that you can think of if you're doing this type of magic. And you convince yourself, and this is where it gets really ridiculous, that if you wave this dagger in pentagram positions, they go away. So, put it in a simple context. You throw a cookie under a door, ants come to it. Demons, though they are filthy and foul, don't go away when you weave an atame. In Leviticus, it talks about in the book of Leviticus about the streaks in the wall. The streaks in the wall, what it's referring to, it's talking about the plague, but it also goes at a deeper level. If you look in the Jewish text or the Aramaic text, it talks about the fact literally the walls are filled with the green and the red. The red is the demonic, the green is the pestilence, the disease, and the madness. Literally, wherever you may be living and you are doing these rituals, and you think you have banished them, these entities, you have not. They have gone into the walls. And for generations, they can follow you. So do not fool yourself and believe that this, waving it around and saying some silly banishing, is going to make them go away. The only thing that's going to make them go away is a serious spiritual house cleaning. And the only thing I can say to you is this. If you are experiencing from doing rituals anxiety, sickness, people around you getting sick, issues with money, issues all around in your life, it's not bad karma. It's not just the way life is. You open the door and you expect the devil to behave. It doesn't work that way. Be very clear. I am not bashing Satanists and black arts practitioners as human beings. I feel for them deeply. I wasted 28 years of my life in this abyss. What I am bashing is the entities that they are bringing into their lives. Don't kid yourself. Satan, Loci, Lucifer, Leviathan, whatever you want to call it, do not kid yourself for a minute. He is not the angel of light. He is not the great rebel. He is not the one that's going to bring you enlightenment. He is a pestilence. He is filth. He is a disease. Lucifer is not the one that's making you powerful. That's not Lucifer at his best. Lucifer is not the one who's bringing you knowledge. That is not Lucifer at his best. Lucifer is the guy who abuses his kid. Lucifer is the prostitute who's 12 years old who's going to die of AIDS. Lucifer's handiwork is always in the most filthy, vile, murderous places. Because he comes for only one reason. to seek, kill, and destroy. God have mercy upon you. I hope that if you're involved in this and you want to get out, you reach out. Reach out to somebody. Peace.